Thank you for tuning in to Hard News TV4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is November 10th, 2020, and this top 10 today is very important, and everybody needs to see it. It's talking about the projection of when the virus vaccine is going to be distributed, who's going to get it first. We talk about more lockdowns, more mask mandates, more draconian measures. So let's get into this. So this first article is from WND from November 8th. COVID-19 tells governments that they can impose draconian restrictions on people. The next headline under it says, coercive powers being created on a scale never imagined. The virus has seen democratic governments exercising coercive powers over their citizens on a scale never imagined. Their justification? Your freedom is someone else's risk of catching a potentially fatal disease. Having deployed the instruments of social control, politicians and government bureaucrats won't quietly put them away after the crisis passes, not when other opportunities exist to wield their newfound powers. And I did a video like in March that said, don't think we're getting our rights back at the end of this. If you give the lunchroom bully your lunch money today, give me your lunch money. I won't hurt you this week. Next week's going to come. He's going to say, give me your lunch money. I ain't going to hurt you this week. Do you think somebody with that much power that's intimidated you into that much submission is all of a sudden going to be a sweetheart? No. Let's go to article number 2. Case in point, this article number 2 is from yesterday from The Guardian. The word lockdown is named Word of the Year by Collins Dictionary. Do y'all see the mental brainwashing that's going on? Collins records a 6,000% increase in usage of the word since 2019, with TikToker and Megxit ranking among mostly coronavirus-related terms. It says, lockdown, the noun that has come to define so many lives across the world in 2020, has been named Word of the Year by Collins Dictionary. Lockdown is defined as the imposition of stringent restrictions on travel, social interaction, and access to public spaces, and its usage has boomed over the last year. Okay, this is getting young people just conditioned to accept that lockdown is a new word in our vocabulary. To support the draconian measures of the government. The government is telling you to enjoy your lockdown. It's a new word in the dictionary. Now, this is the article I've been wanting to get to. It came out a couple of hours ago from The Hill. Are y'all ready for when the virus vaccine is coming? The United States will have enough virus vaccine doses for all Americans by the spring, Alex Azar says. The announcement comes one day after Pfizer reported its experimental vaccine showed promising results. Guess who's getting it first, and guess when? Health and Human Services Alex Azar. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar on Tuesday said general vaccination programs should be operating by the end of March to early April. The vulnerable populations will receive the vaccinations by the end of December. So who's the vulnerable population? Remember, they said if you're tall, you're more vulnerable to get it. If you're a man, if you're black, you're more likely to get it. If you're in a nursing home, you're more likely to get it. So who are they going to determine is going to be the vulnerable population? The next healthcare professionals and first responders can expect to be vaccinated by January. So if you work direct care or in a hospital or in a doctor's office or on an ambulance, You can expect that by January, you're supposed to be getting it. It says right here, by the end of January, enough for all healthcare workers and first responders, and enough for all Americans by the end of March to early April to have general vaccinations programs, he said. Azar said Pfizer will be producing and delivering about 20 million doses of vaccine each month starting the end of November. So within a few weeks. And I am opposed to it, and article number 4 is going to show you why. The people that were given the vaccine, volunteers, who volunteered to do it, I'm not volunteering, said it's like a severe hangover. Volunteers who were first in the world to begin Pfizer's COVID vaccine reveal how the side effects gave them headaches and left them aching all over. Well, newsflash, I'm 54 years old. I've never had a hangover. Why? Because I've never drank anything a day in my life, never tried beer, wine, daiquiri, margarita, champagne, never tried any alcoholic beverage, no wine cooler, nothing, okay? So I've made a choice to never know what a hangover feels like. So do I want the government to force me to feel that feeling? I would rather die from the virus that has a 1% death rate than to take their vaccine to do whatever they want to my body. Unreal. So let's go to article number 5. So remember that first article that we talked about said that governments can tell you what to do and impose their draconian restrictions? Well, now the CDC releases their guidelines on Thanksgiving gatherings. CDC releases updated Thanksgiving guidelines focusing on small household gatherings. And if you do Control F and do the word out, let's show you this. Limit the number of attendees as much as possible. Hosting the gatherings outdoors rather than indoors as much as possible. Requiring guests to wear masks when they aren't eating or drinking is also encouraged. If you're hosting an indoor gathering, the CDC says to increase ventilation as much as possible by opening the windows. And then remember, we did a video the other day that said most people are encouraging you to have Zoom Thanksgiving with your family members. I just threw this in for free as a Google search. A Zoom Thanksgiving 5 days ago, AP News. Apart but together, tips for a cozier Zoom Thanksgiving. How to celebrate Thanksgiving online. 6 tips for hosting a Zoom Thanksgiving. Remember, the word lockdown is the new word of the year. So let's have a virtual Thanksgiving. Oh, Mama, how's y'all's pecan pie tasting over there? Oh, it's good. You want me to come bring it to the camera? Can you smell it? Oh, yeah, cut me up a piece. And then you'll all turn the cameras on you with your shirt pulled up and rubbing your belly. Oh, I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed, too. Maybe we'll take a nap together and watch everybody take a nap on the couch with their bellies full from Thanksgiving. Unreal. Now let's go to the next article. And now not only are they going after Thanksgiving, but they're going after Christmas. Y'all heard the Macy's Day Parade got canceled. Well, now Paris hospital director says Christmas should be canceled due to the COVID-19. So it says, this is from today, from Reuters. The traditional Christmas and New Year celebration should be canceled this year over fears it could lead to another resurgence of the virus. Paris hospital director, I don't know why I just did this. And why? Why? Because it goes back to the government are imposing draconian restrictions. Back to that new word that they're just putting out everywhere. The word of the year, lockdown. So let's cancel Thanksgiving. Let's restrict Thanksgiving. Let's now call off Christmas. Leg Langlet said there was a risk that Christmas and New Year's Eve parties, known in France as Saint Sylvester, could end up a giant intergenerational cluster that could be at the origins of a potentially new third wave. Y'all, if y'all get a chance, go see that movie, The Fifth Wave. I'm telling you, we are just being played. We are being just brainwashed, propagandized. It's just sickening to see all this. Now, more of the draconian measures. This is article number 7 from today. New York, NBC New York. New Jersey unveils new COVID restrictions. Cuomo warns that next month's may be among the worst yet. In New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio, concerns mounted for weeks. On Monday, he said, we're seeing household transmission. We're seeing community spread. We're seeing things we haven't seen in a long time, and we have to stop them. And remember, I just did a video that they're having mandatory testing if you're coming by ferry into New York City. And New York Mayor Cuomo says you cannot land in New York if you don't have proof of negative COVID testing. And so now they're saying they're seeing an increase in households. Okay, so they are going to want to start separating families, because what did it say in the in the Christmas at Paris? Intergenerational cluster. And what did it say about Thanksgiving? It talks about mingling of people from different households. So they always let you know what they're about to do. Okay, he says we're seeing household transmission, things we haven't seen. Why? Because it's going back to the draconian restrictions. Putting that word lockdown and control more out in your mind. Article number 8. New York City mayor is now warning that New York City schools could all go remote. And remember, we were talking about how they spy on kids through their school issued computers. Y'all remember that? We did a whole video on that, how it was proven that they spy. Let me just stop the video and show. Well, this is one article, but I'm going to show y'all another article. This is from December 4, 2019. Schools aren't legally allowed to spy on their students through school-issued laptops, but they were, or webcams for that matter. However, there have been several reported cases where schools or colleges install spyware or require parents to put spyware on their children's devices. But that's not the article I'm looking for. Wait till I show y'all this. Okay, this was in Pennsylvania in 2010. Pennsylvania schools spying on students using laptop webcams. Remotely activates the cameras in school-provided laptops to spy. They were seeing inappropriate things. In 2017, spying on students, school-issued devices, and student privacy. The Guardian, 2019, under digital surveillance, how American schools spy. Okay? Then it says school-issued devices are spying on your children. In Rhode Island, schools think that they have the right to spy on students with school laptops. 2010, a $610,000 settlement on school webcam spy cases. Okay? So don't think I'm crazy. It's going on. And now New York City wants their schools to all go remote. And we're seeing kids getting arrested for having BB guns in their house and for not coming online, missing too many classes online. More government control. Why? Let's go back to it. Why? Let's go back to it. Because of draconian restrictions, the word lockdown, so they can control everything we do, down to our Thanksgiving and our Christmas, and what family members are in our house. And article number 9 from CBS Philly. Philly health officials say complete lockdown is on the table as the virus cases spike in the city. So this was from yesterday, from Philadelphia's local channel, that a complete lockdown is on the table. And article number 10, Utah Governor Gary Herbert, well, we would say Abear, Herbert imposes mask mandate during the coronavirus surge. Republican Utah Governor Gary Herbert imposed a mask mandate Monday to last for the foreseeable future after a surge in the virus cases caused him to declare a state of emergency. Why? Because draconian measures to take away your freedom are encroaching everywhere, and we're not going back to a freak nation. We're not, because lockdown is the new word of the year. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.